So what are the best companies within the consumer staples sector? The consumer staples sector makes up companies that deal in food, tobacco, liquor, any sort of consumables like that, as well as vitamins, some drug companies. Some of the companies also do have things like toiletries and other consumer staples. And the two biggest companies within this sector are those you probably know very well, Woolworths and Coles. So let's jump in. We'll grab the top companies with over 1 billion capitalization and we'll have a look at which are the best companies within this sector. So there's only 12 companies that have a market capitalization over 1 billion in this sector. So I won't break it down into best dividend stocks and best growth stocks. I'm going to combine it together because it'll just be easier and just pick the top 3 overall. So let's jump into the computer and we'll have a look at which 3 companies I think are the best from this sector based on the financial information that we have. I'll be looking at dividend yield, dividend consistency, return on equity, how much debt the company holds, and of course the price growth over the last 5 years. This is my opinion only, and of course you would need to do your own research. So here are the 12 companies from consumer staples that have a market capitalization over 1 billion. They're actually in order of market capitalization. Most of the data I got from CommSec, but the 5-year return is actually just from Google. Within this sector, there's not a lot that have really high dividends. 5-year return is pretty much all over the place depending on the company. Because of the nature of the companies within this sector, the debt tends to be higher. I normally don't like companies with a lot of debt. If you actually look at the reasons why these companies have debt, say Woolworths, Coles, they're buying a lot of products up front. Same with a lot of other retail companies, they'll buy all of their products up front and then that profit comes when customers or consumers buy the products. But the 3 that I picked based on the financials, based on dividend yield, based on 5-year return, return on equity, and so on, even though some of the debt to equity is higher than I would like, is Coles, Metcash, and Elders. So let's go and have a look at those in more detail. So first we'll look at Coles, and most people know Coles. They're a supermarket, but they also have Coles Liquor, Flybuys, and they have some financial services, and also Spirit Hotels. The dividends are paid in March and September, which is pretty normal for most companies, even though they've only got data for the last 4 years because they were actually part of Wesfarmers, but then they've broken off to be a separate company listed on the stock exchange. The chart looks good and the dividends are nice and stable. So that's my number 1 pick. The second company is Metcash. They have food, liquor, and hardware. The companies that you probably know are IGA, Foodland, Celebrations, Mitre 10, and Home Hardware. They pay dividends in January and August, which is nice to have a company that pays in January. Very good dividend yield and good return over the last 5 years. As you can see from the chart, they've been on an uptrend, which is great. And also even from about 2017, the dividends are consistent and rising. And the third one I picked based on the financials is Elders. They're an agribusiness company. They specialize in livestock, feed, and wool mainly. They also have other parts of their business where they offer marketing and financial services. And they pay dividends in June and December, which are months that not many other companies pay in, which is great. The dividend yield is a little bit lower. 5-year return has been really great debt to equity, and of course, very low debt. As you can see from the charts, just that chart is very nice gradual uptrend, and the dividends have been growing as well. So those are my 3 companies. We have Coles, Metcash, and Elders, which I just based purely on the financials. So that's the consumer staples sector. I hope you've enjoyed this video. We'll jump into a new sector in the next video. But until then, happy investing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.